Mountainside Council, in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice has been given to all members of the governing body and to the newspaper so designated to receive notice. Also, notice of this meeting has been posted on the Borough Bulletin Board. I ask that you please stand for an invocation followed by a salute to the flag.
Dear Lord, please watch over the citizens of Mountainside, our fire, police, and rescue squads. Also, please help guide this council in making wise and just decisions. Amen.
Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
take a roll call, please.
Councilman Lane is not present. Councilman Messler is not present. Councilman Marabelli?
Here.
Councilman Mortimer?
Here.
Councilman Turner?
Here.
Councilman Was?
Here.
Council President, you're going to be giving the valedictorian and salutatorian their resolutions of congratulations at the graduation ceremonies.
Yes, I am.
And we have a proclamation for the Get Ready for the Census of 2010. And I find it, I'll read
Yeah,
it.
somewhere, I got down here.
Page 4.
Glenn has it.
Oh, Glenn, please, would you? Thank you.
I'll read it. Whereas the goal for the 2010 U.S. Census is to count every person, no matter how difficult or challenging the task may be, and whereas the Borough of Mountainside hopes to once again lead the nation answering the census, and whereas we recognize the need to count all the residents of Mountainside, and whereas the 2010 U.S. Census is vital to the citizens of Mountainside because it determines the apportionment of seats in the U.S. House of Representatives, and whereas it is important to have an accurate census count to ensure that the Borough of Mountainside and its citizens receives their fair share of federal funds, and whereas an accurate census count provides essential information to policymakers and community leaders as they consider the future needs of our citizens. Now, therefore, I, the mayor, Robert F. Figliani, mayor of the Borough of Mountainside, New Jersey, do hereby proclaim June 16, 2009 to be Get Ready for Census 2010 Day in the Borough of Mountainside, and encourage all its residents to work with the U.S. Census Bureau in order to achieve a complete and accurate census count.
Okay, that's be the resolution we'll do on that. And then we're going to have a resolution right now of the congratulations, Council President.
Yeah, whereas the citizens of the Borough of Mountainside are continually striven to provide quality education for all of our children, and where it is clearly recognized that such education will be a major contribution toward our young people being good citizens and successful in whatever endeavors they undertake in life. And whereas it is appropriate that those who excel should be recognized and encouraged to continue the success and to further education and participation in their community. Whereas Alexandra Corba, valedictorian, has truly exemplified the finest in academic achievement at Deerfield School in Mountainside. And, might as well read them together. Whereas Stephen Amalfi, salutatorian, has truly exemplified the finest in academic achievement at Deerfield School in Mountainside. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside recognize and congratulate Alexandra Corba and Stephen Amalfi for their fine achievement and success, and award Alexander Corba a savings bond in the amount of $300, and Stephen Amalfi a savings bond in the amount of $200 that will serve as a substantive encouragement for their future success. So moved.
I have a motion, I have a second. Should that word striven be driven? I'm trying to read if that's correct or not. Like citizens of Borough of Mountainside are continually striving to provide? Striven is correct?
Striven is the right word, really?
No, I don't think so.
That's what it's
Striving.
always-
Heard of that
I
word.
think the mayor is correct.
What should
Continually striving.
ING, ending in ING.
Right.
Okey dokey. With that correction, I have a motion. Do I have a second? Poll the
Second.
council, please. We'll have to have that read.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Was?
Yes.
So will you correct the originals and give them back?
You know, I'm just thinking about something, gentlemen, for next year you want to consider how long these bonds on the interest rates are taking to mature. The kids will probably graduate college and retire before they hit the maturity date. I think bonds are paying like 0.45% or something. I mean, it's, you know, we're giving a guy a $200 bond, it probably takes him 25 years to reach $200. Okay, approval of the minutes of the regular and executive session of May 19th. I have a motion to accept and approve said minutes.
So moved.
I have a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hold the council, please.
Councilman Lane,
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli,
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer,
Yes.
Councilman Turner,
Yes.
Councilman Was.
Yes.
And I also have, you've received the minutes of the work and executive session of June 2nd. I'll entertain a motion to accept if appropriate or correct if necessary.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hold the council.
Councilman Lane,
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli,
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer,
Yes.
Councilman Turner,
Yes.
Councilman Was.
Yes.
Next, I have resolution ordinance 1152-2009, second reading, public input. Glenn?
An ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank as allowed by law under NJSA 40A:4-45.14.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hold the council, please.
Now we need the public input.
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. At this time, I'll open the meeting to the public to discuss ordinance 1152-2009, an ordinance to establish a cap bank. Hello, Scott.
Scott Schmidl, Deer Path, would you please explain what this is and what it does?
I'm not going to, Scott. I'm going to let our auditors, who we have to pay to come here to do it, because he'll do it in a more elegant manner than I.
May I ask another question?
Sure.
Are you telling me that you don't understand it?
Yes, I do, but I might confuse you when I tell you how I understand it.
Basically, the state allows a 2.5% increase on your appropriations. They allow you to pass an ordinance to increase it to 3.5%. And anything above the cap bank we use now gets put into the bank for next year's budget. So yeah, that's what we have. You have to pass an ordinance to be able to bank that for next year. Why they don't just give it to you automatically, I don't know. They need to pass an ordinance so you can have extra money for next year's bank.
Thank you.
Scott, this is the first time in 9 years I put the auditors to answer a question, because nobody, we go through the budget, and nobody asks a question. They sit there, Wally gets up and walks out after the thing, and that's the end of it. We're going to go to the municipal budget. Oh, wait, I have to vote. Motion to close the public portion.
So moved.
Any other questions or comments from council? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane,
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli,
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer,
Yes.
Councilman Turner,
Yes.
Councilman Was.
Yes.
Okay, before I ask for the introduction of the municipal budget, I have some facts and figures that I'd like to announce. I deliberately did not write a letter like I did last year, because to be very blunt with you, I put in many, many, many hours for that letter, and I don't think 3 residents read it. So I said it was a waste of staff time and my time and postage and all, because I'd ask people, and they go, I don't know, I took it out, I took the tax bill out. So I'm gonna, here's where we're at. The Borough of Mountainside this year will raise $25,995,187. Of that, $6,651,146.99 goes to the County of Union. Open spaces for the County of Union is $296,011.45. School levy is $12,164,742, and the municipal is $6,883,286, for a total raising of $25,995, almost $26 million. Our tax rate municipally last year was 4.899. This year, it'll be 5.20, a total increase of 3.30.1 from 2007. And I'm sorry, I'm incorrect. The first number was from 2007. Went 4.899, 2008 went 5.200. This year, it goes to 5.309, an increase of 10.9 points. It is an increase of an average assessed house in Mountainside of $179.96. That would be the increase this year. Last year, the increase was $495. Now, what hit us this year, the highest on the increases, were a majority of items we had absolutely no say in, and that was items such as the tax assessor's legal defense. We've had an awful lot of appeals by commercial businesses in town because property values have dropped, and we've had to increase that. We've had our insurance increased on the JIF by $10,000. Our police salaries due to arbitration is $88,000. Our Public Works new recycling contract is $25,000. Library appropriations increased $65,000. Roe Valley sewage increased $304,026. Social Security, $5,500. Utility increases $5,500. We did have decreases. As you know, we were forced to, by Trenton, to defer our pension, and that was a $24,000 deferral and $157,000. What Trenton is forcing us to do is we have just tonight taxed your grandchildren, because we're going to just pass this on and on and on and on. It's not going to go away. We're going to still owe that money, and it's going to be the next generation, or I should say my grandchildren, your kids. I think you've all got a copy on this. We worked on this before. That we have some good items that were, our fees have decreased. We're not getting the amount of building permits and construction fees and what have you. We actually went down $320,000 in fees. We did increase, though, on that, $336,000 in revenues, including taking the monies from the pool surplus. So we have a total increase under state guidelines this year for municipal purposes of $330,000. Basically speaking, I'm not happy where we're at, but to be blunt with you, we're better off than any other town in the county that I'm aware of, because they all have bigger problems than we are. So while we're not great, we're better off than everybody else. Any questions that council has? Can I ask for an introduction of our municipal budget?
So moved.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman,
Oh, that's right, again, thank you. Scott, do you have any questions? You're public tonight.
May I ask you to repeat the increase in dollar tax on the average home? How much did you say it would be?
The average home increase will be,
79 and change.
197.96. $179.96, I believe.
no, it's on another page. Hold on. Here it is, but $179.90, $180, Scott. $179.96. And if we had to pay everything, if we had to put the pension costs in, if the state didn't force us to defer, you'd be about $700 to $800. Oh, here's what some towns are doing too. They have now taken Roe Valley Sewage Authority out of their budget. They have created another utility within their community. They've hired 1 to 2 people to send out the water tax, the sewer bills, and it's now off of their overall general budget. So that amount of money in Mountainside would have been almost $1 million we could pull off of our budget, but what we would do is start another bureaucracy to send you the bill for the same thing. And now these guys are both Democrat and Republican, both sides of the street, Scott. They're saying, aren't we great? We lowered the budget. No, they didn't. They took from the left pocket and put it into the right, and they got their hands out on 2 hands now instead of 1. Any other questions? Motion that the public portion be closed.
So moved. Second.
Council, I have any other questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Was?
Yes. Now, before I go on to resolutions, I have another positive report I'd like to give you. It was handed to me tonight by our tax collector, and I think you all got a copy of it, and I'd like to tell the public that in September 2007, the open balance for past due delinquent taxes was $128,971. In October of 2008, the open balance for the taxes was $78,795. And as of today, the open balance for taxes delinquent is $38,786. So our tax collector, our new tax collector, has reduced our delinquent taxes from a high of $128,971 to $39,000. And as of the first half of 2009, we have collected 97% of our taxes, which I do know some towns are having a tough time doing that. So again, while we're not great, we're doing a heck of a lot better than everybody else. Okay, I have Resolution 85-209. Paul?
This resolution will authorize the Mountainside Mayor and Council to allocate $600 to join in the formation of the New Jersey Sustainable Energy Joint Meeting for the purpose of purchasing both electric and natural gas through shared services, thereby appointing Ronald Romack as the borough's representative to the NJSEM. So moved.
I have a motion, I have a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Was?
Yes.
Next, I have Resolution 86-2009. Councilman Lane?
This is a resolution which will authorize the annual liquor license renewals as required under RS Title 33C.1 of the alcoholic beverage laws.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Was?
Yes.
Next, I have Resolution 87-2009. Glenn?
This resolution will approve the reappointment of Martha De Jesus as Borough Clerk in the Borough of Mountainside for a term of 3 years from June 21st, 2009 through June 20th, 2012.
Any questions or comments?
Need a second? Second.
I have a second. Any questions or comments? I'd like to comment. I can't believe that 3 years have gone by so fast. Martha has been a very capable, pleasant borough clerk. I sometimes refer to her as a clerk, Tweety. But I think Mountainside was well served by hiring her, and I look forward to her serving our community and you guys for a long time to come. With that, would you poll the council, please?
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Was?
Yes.
Next, I have Resolution 88-2009. Council President?
Under NJSA 40A:5-4, this resolution will certify that the governing body has received and reviewed the 2008 Annual Report of Audit, specifically the section entitled General Comments and Recommendations. So moved.
I have a motion and I have a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Was?
Yes.
Next, I have Resolution 89-2009. Councilman Turner?
Resolution 89-2009, having reviewed the 2008 audit report, this resolution will approve the corrective action plan as submitted by the borough's CFO, Jill Good. So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Was?
Yes.
Next, I have Resolution 90-2009. Councilman Was?
Having completed certain capital improvement projects, this resolution will authorize the remaining unfunded balance to be canceled from that ordinance, that being ordinance 1126/07, in the amount of $13,535.42 from the general capital appropriations. So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Was?
Yes.
Next, I have Resolution 91-2009. Councilman Lane?
At the recommendation of the borough's tax assessor, Eldo Magnani, upon the receipt of New Jersey Tax Court judgment, this resolution will authorize a tax appeal settlement reducing the assessed value for Block 23.C, Lot 11, to $629,750 for tax year 2008, and reduced to $525,840 for tax year 2009. Furthermore, a refund in the amount of $5,467.80 will be made to the appropriate personnel. Make that motion.
I have a motion, I have a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Next, I have Resolution 92-2009. Councilman Mortimer?
This resolution will authorize, under Mountainside Mayor and Council, the Mountainside Restoration Committee to apply to the County of Union for Preserve Union County Grant to the Union County Open Space, Recreation, and Historical Preservation Trust Fund in the amount of $16,820, of which the Restoration Committee will match.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Next, I have Resolution 93-2009. Police Commissioner Turner.
Resolution 93, 2009, having received 3 bids for a surplus 2005 Ford Crown Victoria with 85,210 miles, the Borough Clerk recommends this vehicle be awarded to the highest bidder, that being Grace Quality Used Cars of Morrisville, Pennsylvania, the bid amount of $3,552. So moved.
A motion, I have a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Next, I have Resolution 94-2004. Council President.
Yeah, we received 1 bid for a surplus 1997 Plymouth Caravan, which was the old Dare van, had 133,295 miles on it. The Borough Clerk, Martha DeJesus, recommends the vehicle be awarded to the only bidder, that being Jersey One Auto of Jersey City, New Jersey, in the amount of $267.99. So moved.
I have a motion, I have a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Next, I have second reading of ordinance 1155-2009 with public input. Police Commissioner.
Ordinance 1155, 2009 is the ordinance to amend the establishment and regulation of the police department in the Borough of Mountainside. So moved.
Is this the one that we're eliminating the rank of chief?
Absolutely.
Mr. Mayor. It is, okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? This time I'll open the meeting to the public to discuss ordinance 1155-2009. Yes, Scott?
If you please, what changes will this ordinance make?
Too many for me to even tell you.
I think it just, oh, go ahead, Chief. It makes it clear the line.
Yes, if you'd like, it defines the appropriate authority as the police committee. All through the years, all of our ordinances and our amended ordinances referring to the police department always said that the police department structure will report to the appropriate authority. And it never specified who absolute appropriate authority was. This ordinance does that as the 3-member police committee.
The committee is made up of council.
3 council members, yes, sir. Yes, thank you.
No, I don't care, I just thought that. Any other questions from the audience? I ask that the public portion be closed.
So moved.
Second.
It's on this ordinance only, ma'am. At the end of all these, we can ask, okay, I'll, sure I will. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Next, I have first reading of ordinance 1156-2009 with no public input. Council President?
There's an ordinance to Chapter 11 of the Code of the Borough of Mountainside entitled Sewer and Water. So I introduce.
I have a
first
motion. Do I have any questions or comments from council? I have a second first, please.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane,
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli,
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer,
Yes.
Councilman Turner,
Yes.
Councilman Was.
Yes.
This is the ordinance that's really frosting my cupcake. Ordinance 1157-2009. Jeff, I'm going to give you the honors, because I'm going to veto this ordinance.
The ordinance requiring that outdoor dumpsters and refuse containers be covered at all times and prohibiting discharge of material into the storm sewer system in compliance with the NJDP's stormwater regulations.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have any questions or comments from council? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane,
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli,
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer,
Yes.
Councilman Turner,
Yes.
Councilman Was.
Yes.
Scott, would you like a part-time job?
Just keeping my own coverage.
Well, can you imagine now, listen to me a second. The state of New Jersey says every municipality now has to have somebody go around and check that the covers are on garbage dumpsters. How are we going to do that, Scott?
Well, now, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
This means I can pry into people's garbage?
Hey, you want to come and look at my garbage? Come up to the house, be my guest.
That might be very interesting. I'll keep it in mind.
You do that. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane,
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli,
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer,
Yes.
Councilman Turner,
Yes.
Councilman Was.
Yes.
Next, I have first reading, no public input of ordinance 1159-2009.
It is an ordinance requiring the retrofitting of existing storm drain inlets in direct contact with construction work in compliance with NJDEP's new stormwater regulations. So moved.
This goes on top of the little fishies.
The little fishes.
Okay, another one for us. Does I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane,
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli,
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer,
Yes.
Councilman Turner,
Yes.
Councilman Was.
Yes.
Next, I have first reading and no public input of ordinance 1159-2009. Bill?
This is an ordinance amending ordinance 1128-2007 regarding the regulation and fees associated with the use of fields and their lights in the Borough of Mountainside.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane,
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli,
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer,
Yes.
Councilman Turner,
Yes.
Councilman Was.
Yes.
Before I go into motions, I'd like to remind the public on TV 35 that the fireworks, the annual fireworks, will be at Our Lady of Lourdes at Deerfield School Field on Saturday, July 4th at 8:30 p.m. And if it is a rain date, it will be on July 5th. We will have our annual fireworks.
Thank you.
I have a motion for a raffle application for St. Agnes Church for an on-premise 50/50, and also a application for Deborah Hospital Foundation Park Union Guild Chapter for an on-premise 50/50. All in favor of preparing these motions, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So be it. We have bills to pay, Bill, Glenn?
As always, we do. Be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that the following bills of the persons named and for the amounts stated below having been duly audited and found to be correct the 16th day of June, 2009. The same be paid after council's review if and when funds are available, and that the mayor, council president, administrator, and treasurer are hereby authorized and directed to sign and deliver warrants for same. Total $1,444,417.36.
I have a motion for the payment of the bills. Do I have a second?
Second. Third.
Any questions or comments? Bill list is always available to the public at the Borough Front Office during normal business hours. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Lane,
Yes.
Councilman Marabelli,
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer,
Yes.
Councilman Turner,
Yes.
Councilman Was.
Yes.
Do I have any council comments?
Just congratulations to the valedictorian Alexandria Corba and the salutatorian Stephen Amalfi. Good job.
Any other comments? At this time, I'll open the meeting to the public. Ma'am, if you come up with your name and your address.
Good evening, gentlemen. Alice Cowell, 1417 Orchard Road, Mountainside. I'd like to ask you gentlemen to reconsider a fee that you offered to Melissa Marquetta. She's a Zumba instructor who wants to use the Mountainside the room upstairs. I'm one of her students, and I had suggested to her that she come here to do her Zumba classes because of our lovely building and the space. I think the price you offered her is, not that I think, I know, is more than she can afford to pay at this time. So I thought perhaps, I said to her, I would like to come before you and ask you to reconsider that, because there are a number of us up in Mountainside that really want Melissa to come here and teach Zumba classes. It is wonderful Latin dancing exercise. And I can't tell you how wonderful this exercise class is for us and how much we really want it.
How much are we charging right now? Do you know, Jimmer?
No, I don't, Mr. Mayor, off the top of my head.
Do you know
I'm
how
not
much
sure.
we've?
I think you quoted her $70 an hour. And
Okay.
she would want it 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay.
And she, as she said to me, she's in a small place in Garwood on North Avenue, and it's really too small for us.
Uh-huh.
So that's what made me tell her
She
about.
is charging you ladies for the classes?
Yes, she is. she's char-
I find it very difficult to subsidize private companies who want to come and use the borough public facilities, that we have to clean the rugs and provide this and that and insurance and everything else, because they would like a break in their rent, and we have the electricity and what have you. I don't mean to sound cruel, because I'm looking out for your tax dollar, but my answer to her is, if you can find something cheaper somewhere else, go and get it.
So
We're
you,
not making money on this. In fact, to be very blunt with you, we are spending more money cleaning rugs after some of the people come into this building, and you can't believe the mess they're leaving us.
I'm a landlord. I know the mess that people can leave.
Okay, so
I know.
this was not a number that we just drew out of the sky. We've been, I mean, we have one rug company, I think is gonna put us on their frequent cleaning list, and this and that, and
Well, there's no food involved. There's nothing
still,
involved
there's
here
wear and
except
tear
for
and
the.
maintenance on the building, and
What are the fees that are being charged per student,
Per student, we pay $8 to $10
per class?
per class.
and how many students do you
are in the
have?
class?
Well, it depends. That's the problem.
But on average?
You know, on average, when I go on a Saturday morning, there might be 15 of us. Now, she has to pay rent there, right? She has to make a profit, and she has to probably pay Zumba, because it's a franchise, a certain amount of money. When I spoke with her about it, she said, Alice, I would love, the space is perfect, the location is perfect. I know you girls love the idea of having it there, because it's centrally located to, it's not just Mountainside people, but it's Fanwood, all this area
Well,
that
maybe
would
she
be
has to
coming
raise
up.
her fee a little bit.
I
She's
think
got
there's
a
a
bigger
All
discount
I
for-
wanted to
for
ask was
multiple
that
hours, isn't there?
if you would
You know,
consider
I'll tell
lowering
Alice,
it.
to be honest with you, if we do it to this lady, and I'm sure it's a wonderful thing, everybody and their sister's gonna come and say, we don't wanna pay the fee, you gave a private, for-profit company a discount. We're nonprofit, you should give us a bigger discount. You're gonna pay for it.
Right, listen, I'm in business, I understand.
So you know what I'm
I'm a
saying.
landlord, I understand what rents and expenses and everything
Yeah.
are.
And when they don't
I
pay
was
for
just,
it.
well, just going through it now.
Oh, yeah, I
In
just
any
did.
case,
Has there been an application made?
yes,
Through
and
recreation?
what she's.
So we have names and phone numbers and stuff?
Right,
Because
and
what
all-
I'll do, tomorrow I'll go over it with the rec director and reach out to somebody and,
That's what I'm asking for. If you would at least consider it again, because as I said, there are so many of us that really want this here. And if you can lower your fee so that she can, maybe, I agree with you, there's a meeting in the
I'm not sure
middle.
maybe
You
that can
come
be
up a
done,
little
but
bit,
maybe
you
some
come
other
down a
idea
little
could-
bit, and maybe we can have
Yeah,
it. And
through
that's what
rec?
we really want.
Okay.
I don't think we can do that easy, even if everybody up here said they would. You have a resolution that you're following and has fees.
No, I'm not, I wasn't,
Excuse me if I may interrupt. I understand that this is the first time a private person has applied for,
No, that's not true.
oh, that's not true?
Oh,
Okay,
no, that's
all
not
right.
true.
Many
Okay.
private people.
Ask for the space?
Yeah,
and
private
that's the
speakers
fee?
and what have you. Yes, it's not, she's not the first Indian on the reservation. We've had a lot of people that
Okay.
use this room, the upstairs room, the small meeting room. We've accommodated a lot of organizations,
That's Indian making a reservation.
All right.
or whatever.
Okay, so,
But,
so,
let Jimmer talk about it, but I'll tell you, it's not gonna be just,
Count.
we have an
Thank you.
ordinance on this. We'd have to go through, even if the council agreed with you.
what do you mean by an ordinance? I don't
Part of our
kind of,
laws.
I mean, that you charge a
Our
certain
rents
fee?
are part of our ordinances. We have to go through rewriting an ordinance,
Ah.
2 meetings, public input, and publish it in the newspaper.
Okay, that I didn't understand. Okay, that makes a difference.
And I
Does
believe there's a
Alice.
multi-hour discount. I believe that's how it was
Well,
originally
that's what I
set
was
up.
hoping for, if there would be
Steve
some,
says, is there a multi-hour
I
discount
thought if they
in the
used it
ordinance?
once a week or twice a week or 3 times a week,
I'm
there
not
might
sure,
be a
that's one of the
different.
things that we could
Yeah,
check
we'll
into.
look into
but
that.
I-
and see.
I really would appreciate
don't
it.
Alice, would you leave your
actually
phone
say-
number with the chief?
Sure, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
welcome.
for listening to me.
thank you.
No problem. Anybody else? Scott? No? Okay, Scott, one more. Well, you come in with you're coming with a stick, Scott. I got a hammer.
Head for the hills, Bob.
Yes, I have that.
What the hell is that?
Thank you very
I didn't
much.
come here just for fun.
Oh,
I
I'm
assume,
sorry.
I assume you people know more about these things than I do.
What is it?
I've been saving them for a year. They are,
Looks like a big bottle
they're
rocket.
rockets. They're rockets.
From North Korea.
Are they?
Well, not quite North Korea, they're from Coles Avenue.
John,
I'm very
shooting
concerned-
rockets.
I'm very concerned about this, and you mentioned the public Fourth of July fireworks. And I think that's wonderful, and I can understand why everybody wants to celebrate and shoot off, make all the big bangs they can on that wonderful holiday. However, shooting off things like this in our municipality, in your own backyard, as far as I know, is illegal.
Illegal.
And it is extremely dangerous. Now, as I think many of you know, I live on Deer Path, above Forest Hill Way. I live just below several houses on Coles Avenue. Between our houses on Deer Path, almost all of them, and the houses on Coles Avenue, we have woods. They're privately owned, but they are like an extension of the reservation. On the other side of Coles Avenue, you do have the reservation. Now, last year, starting the day before the 4th and ending on the day after the 4th, there were lots of rockets going off from various houses on Coles Avenue. I cannot identify them, but I saw them and heard them, and I was very concerned, and particularly on the mornings after, when I went out and found these things in my yard. I even found one that went completely over my house, landed in my driveway, which means from Coles Avenue, it went within 30 or 40 feet of Deer Path. It's
That whole thing flies, Scott?
like this. It actually, it comes like this.
And the
You're
top,
welcome to.
I don't want it.
That's part of the
What
rocket.
propels it?
Oh, it's a rocket.
It's a
Yeah,
rocket.
I
you
don't, I've
shoots
never.
up.
And this whole thing goes
Gigantic bottle rocket. Gigantic bottle
It's a
rocket.
big bottle rocket.
Huge.
I've never broken the law that way, so I don't know how to do it.
So this whole thing flew?
Paul,
Yes.
you've broken the law that way. Could you
I
explain
know
this?
how they work.
I
I
thought something came out, I thought something came out of the end of there or something.
So anyway.
You're asking for police presence to try to discourage it?
I would have been out of the country when I did that.
All I'm saying is, everybody should be aware that these things can easily start fires. The one that came down on my driveway could have come down on my roof. I don't know whether it would have started a fire. It didn't. By the way, I collected these in my yard and in my driveway, and a couple of others that I don't have. I did not go up into my woods and try to see how many had actually fallen in the trees. I guess we did not have such a dry summer last year.
When they fall, are they still on fire?
I don't know.
I don't believe so. They still
I
may be
certainly hope
smoldering.
not. I certainly hope not. But my concern is that if something goes wrong, these things can set a fire, and they are being discharged. We are being bombarded in a heavily wooded area. And that is just not safe. And so I want to call people's attention to that and say, you're breaking the law, don't do it. But I also, Chief Debbie, want to point this out to you, that I really hope our police force, with its very nice pay increase, will be watching very closely for this kind of thing on Coles Avenue and everywhere else around town, and will make sure that we are not risking some serious damage.
I see what you're saying.
Thank you.
Not to make light of this, but number one, I think we're a little fortunate, it's been a very wet season.
Yes.
And number two is, I do understand that John Post will be at Harvey Cedars and LBI that day, so that will possibly
Yeah, I'm
lead.
suspicious.
That
By
will
the way,
lead.
I'm not accusing you, John. Even though you do live sort of.
Now, if you were to ask me what I'm doing in Harvey Cedars on the 4th of July, we might be having a different conversation.
Thank you, Scott, so noted. Ask that the public portion be closed.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to